The term superpower finds its roots in post-World War II geopolitics, but its conceptualization extends far beyond that era, permeating through the annals of history. Originating from the strategic deliberations of a world in flux, it was initially coined by astute observers envisioning a new world order emerging from the rubble of conflict. However, its application has evolved over time, transcending temporal boundaries to retrospectively encompass the grandeur and influence of ancient empires and medieval powers. From the hegemonic dominance of Rome to the maritime supremacy of the British Empire, these historical antecedents underscore the enduring quest for preeminence in global affairs. In the 19th century, the concept of manifest destiny fueled America's belief that it was destined to expand across North America. This ideology, deeply rooted in notions of nationalism and divine providence, justified westward expansion, often at the expense of indigenous peoples and neighboring territories. The acquisition of vast swaths of land, such as the Louisiana Purchase and the annexation of Texas, propelled the United States towards becoming a continental power. Manifest destiny not only shaped territorial expansion, but also laid the groundwork for America's geopolitical ambitions, setting the stage for its emergence as a global player. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed a remarkable period of industrial growth and technological innovation in the United States. Rapid industrialization fueled economic prosperity and transformed America into an industrial powerhouse. Innovations such as the assembly line, steel production techniques, and advancements in transportation infrastructure revolutionized manufacturing processes and boosted productivity. This surge in industrialization not only propelled economic growth, but also underpinned America's military strength, laying the foundation for its ascent as a global power. The role of the United States in both World War I and World War II was instrumental in shaping its status as a superpower. In World War I, America's entry into the conflict in 1917 tipped the balance in favor of the Allied powers, contributing to their victory. The experience garnered from this conflict, coupled with the economic boom of the 1920s, positioned the United States as a rising power on the world stage. World War II further solidified America's global leadership role, with its economic and military might playing a decisive role in defeating the Axis powers. The emergence of the United States as a superpower post-World War II was a testament to its economic resilience and military prowess on the international stage. Following World War II, the United States spearheaded efforts to rebuild war-torn Europe through the Marshall Plan. This ambitious aid program aimed to revitalize European economies, foster stability, and prevent the spread of communism. The Marshall Plan not only facilitated Europe's recovery, but also bolstered America's influence and leadership in the Western world. Concurrently, the ideological battle against communism during the Cold War further solidified America's position as a global superpower. The rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, characterized by military buildups, proxy wars, and ideological confrontations, underscored America's commitment to defending democracy and free market capitalism. Through initiatives like the Marshall Plan and its staunch opposition to communism, the United States emerged as the preeminent superpower of the 20th century, shaping the course of global affairs for decades to come. The Cold War epic stands as a watershed moment in the trajectory of superpower dynamics, epitomizing an era characterized by ideological, political, military, and economic rivalries. The emergence of two diametrically opposed blocs, symbolized by the formation of NATO and the Warsaw Pact, solidified a bipolar world order. Europe became the battleground upon which the ideological contest between capitalism and communism played out, delineating spheres of influence and fostering a climate of suspicion and brinkmanship. The specter of nuclear annihilation loomed large, casting a shadow of uncertainty over international relations and reinforcing the notion of mutually assured destruction. The crucible of World War II, circa 1944, witnessed the birth of modern superpowers, heralding the dawn of a new era in global geopolitics. The United States, the British Empire, and the Soviet Union emerged as the primary architects of post-war reconstruction, wielding unparalleled influence on the world stage. Yet, as the Cold War unfolded, the British Empire waned, gradually ceding its hegemonic position to the rising titans of America and the Soviet Union. With the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the United States ascended to solitary superpower status, assuming the mantle of a hyperpower and reshaping the contours of international relations. In the contemporary geopolitical landscape, China has emerged as a formidable contender for superpower status, challenging the hegemony of the United States and heralding a new paradigm of global power dynamics. The meteoric rise of China, propelled by its burgeoning economy, military modernization, and technological prowess, has positioned it as a potent rival to traditional Western dominance. From the Belt and Road Initiative to assertive territorial claims in the South China Sea, China's assertiveness on the world stage underscores its aspirations for global leadership and its quest to reclaim its historical role as a preeminent civilization. The criteria for defining superpowers remain a subject of intense scholarly debate, reflecting the multifaceted nature of global power dynamics. While conventional metrics such as geography, population, economy, military strength, and diplomatic influence offer quantitative benchmarks, the qualitative dimensions of soft power, cultural hegemony, and ideological appeal complicate the assessment. Moreover, divergent viewpoints persist regarding the ethical implications and moral responsibilities inherent in superpower status, engendering controversies and contestations over the rightful wielders of global influence. The dissolution of the Soviet Union heralded a seismic shift in the global balance of power, with the United States emerging as the unrivaled superpower in a purportedly unipolar world. However, scholars and policymakers alike contest the notion of American hegemony, advocating for a more nuanced understanding of power dynamics in a multipolar landscape. The rise of regional powers such as China, Russia, and India, coupled with the resurgence of regional blocs and transnational actors, challenges the hegemonic aspirations of the United States and heralds the onset of a multipolar world order. The future trajectory of superpowers remains shrouded in uncertainty, fraught with myriad challenges and opportunities that defy easy prognostication. While some prognosticators predict the inexorable decline of established powers and the ascendance of new contenders, others envisage a resilient adaptation and evolution of existing power structures. Economic shifts, technological advancements, demographic trends, and geopolitical realignments will undoubtedly shape the contours of global power dynamics. But the enduring quest for supremacy and influence will endure as a perennial feature of human civilization. The echoes of past superpowers reverberate through the corridors of history, offering poignant insights into the cyclical nature of power and dominance on the global stage. From the grandeur of ancient civilizations like Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Persia, to the maritime empires of Portugal, Spain, and the Netherlands, the rise and fall of these behemoths mirror the vicissitudes of human ambition and folly. Drawing parallels between antiquity and modernity, historians discern patterns of expansion, consolidation, and eventual decline, illuminating the transient nature of hegemonic dominance and the inexorable march of time. The collapse of past superpowers, such as the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, and the British Empire, serves as a sobering reminder of the impermanence of global dominance. Economic stagnation, geopolitical overreach, internal discord, and external pressures precipitated the downfall of these erstwhile giants, relegating them to the annals of history. Yet amidst the ruins of fallen empires, seeds of resurgence and renewal take root as new contenders emerge to fill the void left by their predecessors. The ebb and flow of power dynamics attest to the cyclical nature of history, wherein the rise and fall of superpowers are but fleeting chapters in the grand narrative of human civilization. In the crucible of the 21st century, new contenders vie for superpower status, driven by aspirations of global influence and dominance. China, with its burgeoning economy and assertive foreign policy, stands at the forefront of this quest, challenging the hegemony of the United States and heralding a new era of multipolarity. The European Union, despite internal fissures and external challenges, retains its status as a formidable economic bloc and diplomatic player on the world stage. India, with its demographic dividend and growing geopolitical clout, seeks to assert its influence in regional and global affairs. Russia, leveraging its vast natural resources and military capabilities, seeks to reclaim its status as a great power and geopolitical player in Eurasia and beyond. As these emerging contenders jockey for position and influence, the contours of the global power landscape undergo a profound transformation, shaping the destinies of nations and the course of history. Predicting the future trajectory of superpowers is fraught with uncertainties, as economic, political, social, and technological factors intersect in complex and unpredictable ways. While some prognosticators foresee the decline of established powers and the rise of new contenders, others caution against premature proclamations, citing the resilience and adaptability of existing power structures. Economic shifts, technological advancements, demographic trends, and geopolitical realignments will undoubtedly shape the contours of global power dynamics in the 21st century. But the enduring quest for supremacy and influence will endure as a defining feature of human civilization. As the pendulum of history swings inexorably forward, the fates of nations and the fortunes of empires hang in the balance, subject to the capricious whims of fortune and the inexorable march of time. Amidst the uncertainty and flux of the modern world, superpowers are confronted with a myriad of strategic imperatives that demand astute navigation and prudent decision-making. From economic stewardship and technological innovation to diplomatic engagement and military preparedness, the challenges facing superpowers are multifaceted and complex. Balancing competing priorities and interests on the global stage requires foresight, flexibility, and a nuanced understanding of the geopolitical landscape. At the heart of superpower status lies economic ascendancy, underpinned by robust growth, innovation, and competitiveness. Superpowers must cultivate dynamic and resilient economies that serve as engines of global prosperity, driving innovation, creating jobs, and fostering inclusive development. Investment in education, research, and infrastructure is paramount, laying the foundation for sustained economic growth and technological advancement. Moreover, superpowers must navigate the complexities of globalization, embracing the opportunities presented by interconnected markets while mitigating the risks of economic volatility and instability. In an increasingly digitized and interconnected world, technological innovation emerges as a critical determinant of superpower status. Superpowers must invest in research and development across a wide spectrum of fields, from artificial intelligence and biotechnology to renewable energy and space exploration. Harnessing the transformative potential of emerging technologies not only enhances military capabilities, but also drives economic competitiveness and fosters societal resilience. Moreover, superpowers must navigate the ethical and regulatory challenges posed by technological advancement, ensuring that innovation serves the collective interests of humanity. Effective diplomacy lies at the heart of superpower status, enabling states to advance their interests, manage conflicts, and forge alliances in a complex and interconnected world. Superpowers must engage in strategic dialogue and multilateral cooperation, leveraging diplomatic channels to address global challenges such as climate change, nuclear proliferation, and pandemics. Moreover, superpowers must navigate the shifting sands of geopolitics with skill and agility, adeptly balancing the pursuit of national interests with the imperatives of collective security and global governance. A robust and modern military is indispensable to superpower status, serving as a bulwark against external threats and safeguarding national sovereignty and security. Superpowers must invest in cutting-edge defense capabilities, including conventional forces, cyber warfare, and strategic deterrence, to maintain a credible and effective deterrent posture. Moreover, superpowers must adapt to the evolving nature of modern warfare, characterized by asymmetric threats, hybrid tactics, and non-state actors, while upholding the principles of international law and human rights. cultural diplomacy emerges as a potent tool for superpowers to project soft power and exert influence on the world stage. Superpowers must leverage their cultural heritage, artistic expression, and intellectual capital to foster mutual understanding, dialogue, and cooperation across borders. By promoting cultural exchange, education, and people-to-people ties, superpowers can bridge divides, counter extremist narratives, and build enduring partnerships based on shared values and aspirations. In an age of unprecedented environmental challenges, superpowers bear a profound responsibility to steward the planet and safeguard the well-being of future generations. Superpowers must lead by example in addressing climate change, biodiversity loss, and ecological degradation, committing to ambitious targets for emissions reduction, conservation, and sustainable development. By promoting clean energy, conservation practices, and green technologies, superpowers can mitigate the impacts of climate change, preserve natural ecosystems, and promote global resilience and sustainability. Humanitarian leadership lies at the heart of superpower status, reflecting a commitment to the principles of humanity, compassion, and solidarity. Superpowers must respond swiftly and effectively to humanitarian crises, providing life-saving assistance, protection, and support to vulnerable populations affected by conflict, displacement, and natural disasters. By championing humanitarian principles and upholding international law, superpowers can alleviate suffering, promote peace, and advance the cause of global justice and human rights. In an era defined by uncertainty and complexity, the quest for superpower status remains a formidable challenge, fraught with pitfalls and perils. Yet, amidst the chaos and tumult of the modern world, opportunities abound for states to rise to greatness, to shape the course of history, and to leave a lasting legacy for future generations. By embracing the imperatives of economic stewardship, technological innovation, diplomatic engagement, military preparedness, cultural diplomacy, environmental sustainability, and humanitarian leadership, superpowers can navigate the winds of change with confidence and purpose, forging a path forward towards a more prosperous, peaceful, and sustainable world for all. If you found this video informative and want to stay updated with more such content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. And if you enjoyed this video, show your support by giving us a thumbs up. Remember, every like, share, and comment fuels our motivation to bring more such exciting content your way. So, don't hesitate to join the conversation in the comments section below. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.